Keisha Cottrell, and welcome to First Love Yourself, where life, love, and Christ combine. I am so grateful to have you here on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment with me. In today's video, we are going to talk about loving yourself even when you don't feel like it. But before we get started, if you're new here, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more uplifting and empowering content like this. So get comfortable because we are about to get into it. Let's go. Okay, so man, yesterday I took a sabbatical last week, and I was just kind of feeling overwhelmed with all of the things that I've been trying to like accomplish in my life. And sometimes, you get to like the burnout period or the period where you just feel like you have so much stuff going on, you just need to take a moment or a break. So I didn't do any social media stuff for like 1 week. I took one week off of social media before coming back to be more creative, think of new ideas, things that will help serve you guys a lot better. And so during that break, I was just trying to really, before I felt a little burnt out, but during the break and once the break was over, I started to feel like, okay, I got to get my mojo back. Like I gotta, I can't go back in time like Austin Powers, but I might be able to like just get the vibe back. And it's so funny because when God does stuff in your life, sometimes you could feel like it's you that's accomplishing things. It's you that's doing all of these things. It's you that's making these things happen in your life. And yes, faith without works is dead, but that does not mean that you are alone in accomplishing and achieving all of these things. There are some doors that are only open through God. There are some opportunities, most opportunities that are only available to you through God. And I'm not saying that when you work hard, you don't accomplish things and you don't have success in your life. But there's some unexplainable things that happen in my life that I know there's no way that I should be qualified for the position that God placed me in. And so I'm sitting there trying to think, okay, what is it that I need to do? How am I going to be able to do this video and pour into people and do things the way that God intended for me to do it? Like, this is my purpose. My purpose is to help people believe in themselves, because I don't want any person to ever feel like they're not good enough. I don't want any person to ever settle for less than God's best for their life. And I'm so sick and tired of seeing people be mistreated. Like, there's nothing that grinds my gears more than seeing somebody just be belittled, or just feeling as if they're not worthy, or they're not valuable because they don't have a certain amount of numbers in their bank account, or drive a certain car, or live in a certain house. And I'm not saying money isn't necessary, because you need money to survive, to pay for food, to pay for the car, the gas, all of the things. And you could be in a small house. And I'm not saying that being in a tiny house makes you more valuable to God because you're in a small house. I'm saying that whatever position you're in life, you are valuable regardless. And that title doesn't mean anything if you don't love yourself. And that is why I believe that God placed me here. Because even growing up, I hated when I would see somebody be mistreated. Like, I tried to be a bad person and do all the wrong things, and I always felt so convicted every single time I tried to do the wrong thing. And every time I would be coming up, I would see, like, you see your friends, and I don't know if other people feel this way, but I would see my friends be mistreated by like the guy they were dating, or I would have a lot of guy friends when I was growing up. And so there'd be this guy, and he'd be like such a nice, sweet, like incredible guy. And the women would just be like trying to dog him out, be a man eater, act like, well, guys do it, so I'm gonna do it too, or be like mistreating them. And it would just, it would like, it would irk my soul. It would never sit right with me. And I just thought that I was weird, which I am, which is fine. But I didn't realize that that was because it was part of my purpose. And I I don't want to ever sit on this video and pretend as if I'm perfect. I have to go to God. I have to do certain things to be able to move forward in my life so that I could be a better person. And I cannot do any of those things without God. I know everybody has their own belief system, and I'm not trying to push my belief on anyone that's watching this video. Of course, my hope is that you find Jesus, because He gives you so much peace and clarity, and he can resolve every single issue that you have. There's no problem in this world that is too big for God. So that's my hope for any person that's watching this video, because I'm a believer. And also, I put down a few things that really help me when I'm not feeling it. Like, some days you just be like, I'm not feeling the hair. Like, the hair looked the same that it did yesterday, but you're just not feeling it. You not having the same energy that you had the day before when you really thought that you was about that life. Like, you was really feeling like you were her yesterday. And then today, all of a sudden, and women, you know how it feels when your hair is not right, when you out there and you like, oh my gosh, like the whole outfit messed up now because the hair is not hairing. And so whenever you're not feeling it, the very first thing that you should do is pray. I know that sounds cliche. I know it sounds like, of course you're gonna say pray. But yeah, like I don't think you understand like the way God is set up, the way my God is set up. When you go take something to him in prayer and you really feel like you're going through it for real, he could change everything. There is If I'm going through something in my life and I feel like I don't have an answer, I feel like I can't call somebody and somebody else can't fix it, I feel like I'm lost, or I feel like I just don't know what to do in this situation. When I take it to God, God comes through every single time. He literally is like, bloop. I'm like, God, I got this. And before I can like finish my sentence, he'd be like, solution. I'd be like, okay. I mean, and then sometimes I'd be like, God, you showing off today. Like the way you just handled that situation, I had no idea. I know you God, but like you really him for real. And so when I be going through stuff, when I pray, it really does change things. Sometimes people will say, well, God's not moving fast enough. Well, I wanted this solution yesterday. Well, I was hoping that God would give me my husband last year. I was hoping that God would give me that position or grow my business yesterday. And God's moving at God's pace because he wants you to be prepared for the thing that he's trying to bless you for. I know, I had this situation lately. And there's this person that's a part of my life, and I really handled the situation the wrong way. And I try to treat everyone the best way possible. And they were going through something, and I could not help but to take it personal. I don't know if you could feel me on that, but I could not help but to take it personal what the person was going through. And I was feeling like personally, like, oh my God, like so offended, like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this person said this. Or they didn't say anything super disrespectful, but you could tell they were in a mood. And I was just feeling like, oh my gosh, like, did I do something? Like, I immediately started taking it personally. And God checked me so fast. Like, prayer changes even you. And in Bible study today, we were talking about how sometimes we're like, oh, we wish that other person would hear this message because they really need to hear it. No, we need to hear it too. Like, I needed to hear the message just like everybody else needed to hear it. And so taking accountability really helps you get out of your rut. When you stop saying, well, if that person would have never done this to me, then I would be further along in life. That person did it, forgive them. Like, take a moment and grieve it, and then move on with your life. You have to remember that you still have life to live. That as long as you're breathing, you can still do something else in your life. Don't ever let another person have that type of power over you. They are not God. And you are in control of your reactions. You're in control of your attitude. You're in control of what you want to do in your life. It may not happen at that moment, but if there's something that you want to accomplish and it's aligned with God, do not to worry, because I promise you it will happen. There's nothing, no person that's ever strong enough to stop what God placed on the inside of you when that is something that God wants for you. Always remember that. And no one, and I don't care how bad they look, I don't care how much money they got in the bank, I don't care what doors they think they can open and shut in your face, but when God is on your side, he is more than the whole world against you. There is nothing that can take away something from you that God has specifically just for you. Always remember that. So when you're going through life and you're really feeling like, dang, I'm in a rut, I don't know what to do, I'm really feeling stuck, I feel like life isn't moving forward, I feel like every time I try something, nothing is working out, take it to God. Say, God, I done tried it my way. Ooh, I tried it my way. I did everything I could to make it work the way that I know how to make it. God, can you take control? I need you in this moment to do what only you can do. I need you to do the impossible, what feels like there's no way, like I can't see no way out of this. I need you, God, and God will step in and help you. That's the very first thing. And after you do prayer, then you take some time to meditate. Don't just like when you don't get an answer, be like, I'm gonna do it anyways. No, that might be time for you to like sit and wait, to patiently wait for God to give you discernment on the decisions that you're making in life. Make sure that you're making the right choice because you don't want to be stuck somewhere where God never placed you to be in the first place, or in a relationship that God never wanted you to be in the first place, or a friendship with a person that does not have your best interest in heart. You really want to make sure that you take the time to discern that this is what's right for you. And once God gives you the okay, mm, let me get adjusted in my seat. Because I be sliding down because I guess I got like the little satin thing. It just be all slippery. And so I be feeling like, okay, I'm up. And then it'd be like, I be sliding on down. Sorry. Okay, I got sidetracked. But after you use discernment, it's time for you to move. It's time to get into action. It's time for you to start taking a step towards the thing that you want. Now, I did a short yesterday, definitely check it out, but it was talking about how you really have to make little tiny habits, little tiny steps towards the big goal that you have, towards your big audacious goal, your big hairy audacious goal. You really have to go out for what it is that you want. And it's funny because I always say keep that same energy that you had. And my pastor said in a Bible study today too. He was like, the same energy that you had when you was in the streets is the same energy. I'm paraphrasing, but the same energy you had when you was in the streets is the same energy that you should have when you are fighting for God, when you're fighting for that thing that you want in life. Like you gave all that energy to that guy that didn't want you in life. And let's be real. So why not give that same energy to yourself? You are the type of person who is a lover. I always hear people say, I'm a lover. I love like pouring into other people. Pour into yourself. If anybody needs to hear it, it's definitely you. You're the one that needs to hear, I love you, blank, whatever your name is, put your name there. You're the one that needs to hear that you are awesome, that you are incredible, that you're beautiful inside and out. You're the person that needs to hear that you can do this, to believe in yourself, to know that you can accomplish the things that you put your mind to. You are the one that needs to hear that it's going to be okay, that you got this, that degree that you want to go for, that career that you want to go for, all those things that you want to shoot for in life, you could do all of those things. Speak the life into you that you spoke into that person that didn't want you, because nobody needs it more than you do. And if anybody should be cheering for you, you should be your number one fan. You should be the person encouraging yourself, telling yourself how much you love yourself. I just decided today. I was today years old when I decided I was gonna put an alarm on my phone for every hour for me to speak life into myself. Because this world can try to tear you down. But with the prayer and speaking life and positivity over yourself and serving others, you will be able to pull that light back into your life, back into the things that God has positioned you to do in your purpose. But you have to make the choice and you have to make the move. This is how you take and make the decision to get out of the rut. It starts with action. Zig Ziglar said it best in his book Goals. He said that you don't feel like doing something until you do it. Sometimes we're like, how am I going to get motivated? We're laying there in bed. We're feeling all like in a comfortable spot on the couch. We're sitting there feeling woe is me. And we're like, oh my gosh, like I wish I could just, there was a magic word or something that someone would say that could just get me out of this rut. Just do it. I know it's a phrase from that shoe company, but also it's true. You have to just do it. You have to just get up. If you know you want to do this thing, if you know you want to exercise, stand up right now. I'll stand up with you. Stand up. And now that you're standing, go ahead and start walking. You said that you didn't exercise today and you're feeling like it's 7:41. It might be too late. You got 5 minutes in you to walk if your doctor permits you to be able to do that, okay? You got 5 minutes in you. If you can't walk, but you can move your arms to do at least some arm exercises. Do some curls while you're sitting right there for 5 minutes. Take a break when you need to, change positions, turn it over, do some out and ins. Like, do whatever it is to get yourself active, to get yourself moving, because you will not feel like doing it until you do it. You have to be the motivator for yourself. You have to And one thing that I did when I first became single, when I was at the beginning of my healing journey, was I looked up a bunch of motivational, inspirational stuff. I looked up podcasts that seemed like they were adding into me, that were really pouring into me, that were motivating me. Not oh Lord forgive me, but I guess I gotta say this. Not the podcast that's putting down somebody else to encourage another person. It is not empowerment if you have to put someone else down to empower yourself. It is empowerment when you focus on yourself and you are pouring into your people. If you have to, at any point in your life, put somebody else down to make yourself feel better, you are not healed. You are not confident. You are not believing in the person that you are, and you are not there. You are not him. You are not her. Anytime you have to discourage someone else to encourage yourself, you are not that person. You are not there. And if you just realize at this moment you was today years old, when you realize that you was that person that puts other people down, then today is a good time to change. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to help because I'm not perfect. I'm not pointing the finger at anybody saying, oh, you got to do this like this. I'm working on myself just like I hope that every person I know, that every person watching these videos is working on themselves. And you can do it. It doesn't matter how much dirt you did. It doesn't matter how dirty you think you are. God can clean you up. God wants you to come to Him exactly as you are so that He can change and transform you into the person He always created you to be. You just have to be willing and obedient. You have to be willing to listen and obey Him, and He will take care of the rest. So, you got this. Believe in yourself. Know that nothing is impossible with God. Know that you got this. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I'm telling you, you have to believe in yourself. You can do this. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. You can do anything you put your mind to. We're the only ones standing in our way. So continue to focus on accomplishing your dreams one step at a time. Remember that God got you, and remember to love yourself. Bye.